What's up, Aquarius? Welcome to your May 2020 general reading. This is going to be a general read for you, Aquarius Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Please remember that it's not going to resonate with all of you guys, okay? So definitely check out your Moon, your Rising, and your Venus. You might get some added messages there, okay? I want to first apologize to you guys. You did not receive an April 2020 reading, and that is because my son literally drowned my computer. And so, you know, with COVID, it just took a while to get another one. So it is what it is. I hope you guys are doing well. Definitely do not, mean to leave you guys just out there, but I hope you're okay. Okay, so I already pulled cards. Justice, Hermit, Empress, Emperor, and Temperance are all your major arcana. Those are some cards, quite some cards. Beautiful energy, really, really positive. I think things are going to be really making a turnaround, especially for those of you guys who have been stuck. And I feel like most of it, if you guys being stuck is really just kind of being stuck in your own thoughts. You know, you guys are an air sign. You have the tendency to overthink and think and think and think and then think again about a certain, situation to where you can almost like beat it until it's just dead, right? And then it's got you feeling a certain type of way. And as a fellow air sign, I totally get it. So a lot of you guys who have been kind of stuck in your thought, I think that this is really a time, this end of May going into June, where you'll see yourself trying to creep out of that, right? Strategize and think of ways to, I don't know, there feels like a lot of self-improvement, which has been like really a collective message for a lot of people. I think this is the perfect time while we are kind of put on timeout to really attack certain things in our lives and about ourselves that, could always use a little improvement. You know what I mean? So you guys are no different. Now, Three of Wands is at the bottom of the deck. It's actually the unseen energy at the time. So I think a lot of you guys are waiting on something. Now, this could be something that you tried to start and plan and implement before things kind of took a pause. So there is that waiting. Now, there is a Lovers that is sitting right underneath the Three of Wands. So some of you guys, this could have to do with a relationship. Ooh, and then Four of Wands right underneath that. Ooh, and then Six of Wands. Maybe some of you guys are separated from your lover at this time, with everybody being quarantined, or maybe there was some type of a breakup that happened beforehand. And this could be a lot, having to do with, and this only feels like for some of you, having to do with finding a way to kind of get that back on track. Maybe you got getting you guys in the same home, getting you guys in the same space. It could be having to something, it could be having to do, it could be something having to do. Listen, I'm sorry. All these planets retrograde right now, you would think Mercury's retrograde because literally I'm having a hard time connecting all of my thoughts and my words, so please bear with me. Meow. Aqua. Okay. If you have strong placements of Aries in your chart, or you're dealing with an Aries, I would definitely suggest you go watch their reading because they got the Empress card too, and it's sitting in the exact same position as you guys. I do love that you have this energy. It's at the center of the read. It's beautiful. So again, those of you guys who have been feeling stuck, especially in your head, this is a really good time to get creative. This is also a really good time to nurture the relationships around you. Gemini full moon is coming up at the end of this week, which means, Gemini being such a communicative, sign, and it being, ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, a lot more people are going to be feeling a little bit more freer in terms of, being with their family, being with their friends. Of course, we see that even between states, things are starting to kind of loosen up and the world is slowly trying to open up. And I think that for you guys, especially those of you guys who have been really alone, I feel like there's been a lot of Aquariuses who have been alone. And even if you haven't been physically alone, even if you've been quarantined with people, you might be alone carrying the load of your thoughts and your things going on. But for those of you guys who've been alone, I think this end of May going into June, you'll see that you maybe will be taking a chance in like getting together with small groups of people, small groups of friends. And again, this has been a message that the collective has been getting too. I just feel like things are going to start getting a little bit easier, but also that Gemini energy, it kind of makes us all want to be a little bit more social. So I do see that happening too. Now you guys are starting with Seven of Swords, Nine of Swords, and Justice card. Now I was a little bit worried when I saw Seven of Swords and then Nine of Swords but then I saw the Justice and I was like, okay, good. So again, it feels like a lot of you guys have been really in this Nine of Swords energy. Nine of Swords is just shit, you know, like it's just a lot. It's when you've got so much on your brain, you're having trouble sleeping, you're having trouble relaxing, you just can't get something off of your brain. And these swords can be anything, right? Swords represent thoughts. They could be your kids, your marriage, your job, the COVID, you know, you want to go on vacation. Like it could be so many different things. But whenever we get this card, this is us being very overwhelmed with our thoughts. But what I do love is that the Seven of Swords, the way that these are laying next to one another, you see that she's walking away from that. Right? She's stepping away from that agony. And Seven of Swords, yes, it can be traditionally like sneaky or deceptive, the thief, right? But depending on what cards are around it, it can also be so much about strategy too. And I think that you guys are really at the place, like if you've been feeling like little waves of depression starting to hit, I think that you guys are starting to fully like grab the bull by the horns, so to speak, while we're in Taurus season, and kind of taking control over what you can control. And the rest of the swords are just gonna have to stay there. It's like, I think that there's a lot about control issues, which Aquarius, you guys can get like that. And this isn't shade, but there are issues with control. And so this is, I think for a lot of you guys, kind of just dropping what you can't control and choosing to move forward. Okay, so Five of Wands. Yeah. Five of Wands energy is about competition. It's also just about fights, right? This is about people not being able to get on the same page. So especially in terms of a relationship, if you guys have been kind of going through it in terms of how you want to do or how you want to work your life, especially like if you guys share children with someone, if you guys aren't agreeing on, you know, you're having a hard time right now co-parenting, these are things that are all going to come up. Also, Venus is retrograde in Gemini, so a lot of people in general are going to be changing the way they see or think about relationships. Now, the Queen of Swords is what's clarifying the Nine of Swords. If you guys have been holding back and holding in things that you probably shouldn't, this would be a really good time to release and communicate. And again, I think that Gemini energy that we're going into, and this Gemini new moon, and we're going into Gemini season, we're having that, all these damn planets retrograde, I think this is a really good time to have the talk that you need to talk. And I think that that Gemini energy will give you the finesse and the confidence in order to do so. Now, the Queen of Swords energy, yes, that's your energy, but you know, it's like an energy of being an evolved person. This Queen of Swords, she wears the crown of butterflies, right? And that's all about going through a process of becoming a better evolved person. So one thing I do want to say, because this Queen of Swords is clarifying the Nine of Swords, if you've got stuff on your brain, it would be better, you know, to get it out. I keep thinking of Shrek. Remember when he said, I don't know if this is Shrek 1, 2, or 3. I like Shrek though, but he goes, better out than in, I always say, because I think someone shit or farted or anyways, better out than in. So if there are things that are trapped within you, this is better to get it out. It's a good time to talk about it. Maybe you guys are dealing with a Libra sign. Maybe this has to deal with some type of judgment or settlement, like some type of something where justice is being served. But I think that this is a great time going into the end of this month and going into June, that you guys can really have the power to communicate on your side. Don't hold it in, better out than in. And if you're worried that someone won't hear you or won't see you or won't, you know, understand you, I think that they will. I think that I think sometimes we make things so much worse in our head than they actually are. Star card. Love it. Yes, so you guys will be getting justice in a situation, even if it's like, again, something as simple as you guys having a misunderstanding with someone, even if it's look at 3 wands again, even if it's something like you feeling heard and justified, or you being seen by your partner or by someone, if there's something that you guys have been working on for a while and it feels like there was just so many obstacles coming in between it, I feel like I think you're gonna get some good news. So that's really, really good. Oh yeah, Leo energy. Maybe you guys are dealing with the Leo. It's beautiful. Now, Hermit, Empress, and 3 of the Cups. Hermit, Virgo energy, Empress, Taurus, Libra energy, Cups energy is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Doesn't have to be. If you guys are dealing with those signs, awesome. If you're not, awesome. But the energy of it though, Hermit is actually what's sitting in your environment. And so some of you guys might be feeling like someone around you that's dear to you has ghosted you. If they have, if someone is feeling a little bit more distant these days, isn't for any other reason other than they're just trying to get their shit together just like you are. You know, the Hermit goes on their own journey to find the way, you know, like their truth, right? They're very wise. Can sometimes be teachers. And some of you guys might be really depending on a person right now that gives you good advice. Now, I love that the Justice card fell out with this. So you could be dealing with a Virgo. You could be dealing with a Libra. You could be dealing with someone who's on that Virgo Libra cusp. But what I do feel like is you guys, and what's probably helping you kind of come out of this swordsy energy, this stuck energy, 8 of Swords. Yes. 3 of Pentacles and then 3 of Cups. Yes, friends, socializing. Again, better out than in. So if there's someone in your life that you really, really trust, maybe you're dealing with them right now and they're helping you to kind of see things from different perspective. Maybe they're giving you legal advice. Maybe they're just being an awesome friend or an awesome person. This is someone that you really trust, someone that you feel like is honest and truthful and tells you the truth. There's people in your corner is what I'm trying to say. So even if you're at the point where you haven't quite connected with someone on that level, I think it's a good idea to look to your friends, because I think that you have great people in your corner that would give you really good guidance and just good advice and good things to chew on so that you guys can figure out your own shit by yourself, right? Because what we really want, like, you don't want someone to figure out all your problems for you. You know, like, and I always get irritated with people who talk about therapy and like, and I get the sense that they want the therapist to deal with their shit for them. It's like, no, this is someone who's there to support you. You still have to handle your own things. And so I feel like you guys really have someone in your life who gives that. Now, Empress clarified. Okay, 2 of Cups clarifies that. For some of you guys, I think that you're hoping to grow a connection. And this could be something that, like, maybe it's fallen off and it's been feeling like a dud and you've been feeling like you're unwanted, or you've been feeling like you don't want them. I don't know. I just feel like somewhere in your space there is a real connection here. Now, this partnership, 2 of Cups, this could have to do romantically, and usually it does. It's about finding balance and stuff, but this is also, you know, going back to control and stuff. The Empress doesn't control anything per se. I mean, she does, but not by force. She controls it through the way she manifests and the way that she just has the ability to attract things. So if this is what you guys want, if this is what you guys are like kind of spun up over, again, if maybe you're in a relationship and things have been not really cool right now, like maybe they're not your favorite person at this time, there is a way to restore this connection, and it is okay, and it is going to be okay. I think for you guys, a lot of this has to do with you need to just let some things out, and they probably do too. There's some healing that needs to come from this situation in order for you guys to move forward. But what I tell you is it's not impossible. It's very possible, actually, and it's actually quite likely. But going out with friends, and when I say going out with friends, like maybe going to a friend's house, like I'm not trying to encourage people not quarantining. I'm also not trying to tell you that that's what you need to do. I'm just saying, please be smart and safe in all your encounters. But whether you're doing this virtually or like you're meeting up with a homegirl or you're doing something, there's something about coming together and being around people again that kind of revives you. Because I think some of you guys have really gotten into a sunken place of like, uh-oh, I'm starting to not feel so great. And so if you are, this would be a really great time to reach out to people. Now, King of Pentacles energy here. That is, ooh, and then Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, especially as this has to do with relationships. If you are going through something with relationships, and of course, obviously only share things with people who have the best intentions for you. You can't tell everybody your business, but it feels like there's some type of grounding you get from dealing with people. And again, this could be virtually. This doesn't mean you're actually physically seeing people, but there's something you get. Again, there's a lot of earth energy here, especially that current hermit and the King of Pentacles. Again, there could be a Virgo that's very important to you that kind of helps out with this. Could be Libra, could be someone with earth in their chart. Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Especially Taurus with this King of Pentacles. I always think of Taurus. But also, you know, while we're in Taurus season and we've only got a couple days left, Taurus season always makes us kind of collectively look around and ask like what we value and what things are important. And it's kind of interesting. If you guys have Leo in your chart, I would definitely suggest you watch your video because I think this is who I was talking to. But there might be certain things going on this month or at this time where you're feeling like you're even looking at the connections and like, do I value them? Do I value this friendship and this friendship? And if I do, okay, that's fine. But are there ways that like maybe this needs to change or this needs to change because it makes me feel like I'm doing too much or they're not doing enough or, you know, something like that. There's something to be said about that as well. But all your partnerships in your life right now are really, really important. I will say that. Now, Emperor, Ten of Cups, and Temperance. These are all like added messages cards. So I love that you guys got the Emperor and the Empress. Of course, that is dynamic. That is a beautiful couple. That is the balance of, you know, masculine and feminine energy, which we've all got both, right? But this is about striking a perfect balance. And that sitting next to the Ten of Cups, I feel like this is like a really happy moment. A lot of you guys, this has to do with getting your family back on track and things back in order with that. And that's really, really good. Maybe one of you guys was being really like controlling and then the other person was just like, damn, I don't know. But I just feel like things are going to be back on track. There was something that happened that you guys, it just requires you some patience and understanding and compassion at this time. Maybe someone felt like that other person was holding back, whether this is you or your partner, not being maybe upfront with them, not being as communicative with them, not wanting to share as much with them, just being all around kind of guarded. And so that could have been an issue, trying to balance that. Also, there could have just been an issue with finances. And we all know money can sometimes be one of the number one reasons why people in relationships have issues surrounding money, which really fucking sucks when you think about it. Like, what? I mean, it's understandable as a grown-ass woman, but like really money? It just kind of sucks. Okay. Ten of Cups being clarified by that Hermit card again. Again, also, some of you guys, if you just need a break, this is a good time to just make sure you carve out time in the day where you can have a break. If you are, you know, let's say you do have a family, you are quarantining with a partner and kids or something, if you could just get an hour break to take a walk, you know, to do an exercise, to do a meditation, shit, to take a nap, to go to Target, you know, simple things that we all want. That will help your energy and help your whole mood improve so much. But there's a lot of happiness and things to be found right now in your family connections. And by family, I don't just mean people you're blood related to. I mean in your family. Like your family of homegirls, your family of homeboys, like your family, like the people that you love. There's a lot of joy to be brought from that. Now, yep, patience, patience. Now, Seven of Pentacles and the Temperance card. Seven of Pentacles, both of these cards, like the underlying message is like having patience. The underlying message is trying at something. You know, the Temperance card, you got kind of like the alchemy. You got the blending of the two cups, right? And we have two cups here as well. Again, that is Sagittarius energy, but this is trying to find the flow. This is trying to make things easier. This is also about being divinely guided into something. Seven of Pentacles. We've got someone who has been trying to grow their crop, right? And they're trying different things. They're not quite sure what's working, what's not. But this is about kind of having faith. These together, whatever it is that you guys are wanting, I think you guys need to have divine faith right now. And that's really all that we can have right now, right? Because nothing is really certain. And that kind of is a lot. Especially for someone like you guys who naturally You like to know what's going on so you can figure it out and you can kind of control the outcomes. You kind of play with the things, and I get it. And this is a time where you guys have to be a little bit more comfortable stepping into the unknown. But what I do know is you guys are going to be coming out of this space where things have been feeling a little heavy. You've been driving yourself a little bit crazy, overthinking every fucking thing. And there is a lot of joy and solace to be found in the relationships around you, especially your friendships, especially your family, your wife, your husband, those types of things. Okay? And just, this is a time where I think you'll get some blessings. But you're also going to have to be patient. Everything's not falling to you all at once. But I think this is a time that you guys will look back and be like, damn, I remember, you know, May of 2020 and this was going on. But you know what? Right after that, blah, blah, blah happened, or blah, blah, blah happened. I've pretty much been telling everybody, because this is something that we all need to remember. Sometimes a hard time or a difficult time, an unfortunate time, is the catalyst for something new and beautiful to begin. So, and I feel like you guys are really on track with that. So again, if things have been feeling heavy, expect for them to start to get a little bit lighter. Okay. Now, you got 2 cards that fell out with your Angels of Abundance deck, and that is clearing debts and partnerships. Okay. So clearing debts. Your self-care involves removing the heavy burden of financial and emotional debts from your life. You already feel lighter and freer just by facing this topic and making a plan to clear present obligations and avoid future ones as well. I know that's right. So clearing the debts, again, if there are things in your life that are causing this and you can walk away from it, it's time to walk away. Things that you know that just are not, they don't serve you in any kind of way. And I kind of hate to say that, because I feel like sometimes people use that in the wrong context. Like, people think that every single time something doesn't go their way, it's like, oh, well, this wasn't serving me and it was toxic. No, that's not what that means. But if you know, it doesn't mean like that for everything, just because you don't like somebody or something anymore, like now that they're toxic. No, that's not what that means. But, okay. But for you guys, this is a time where, again, Taurus season makes us look around at the things that we value. Do I value this? Does it value me back? All these sorts of things. And so that is kind of changing the way we move. And with this Gemini new moon, we're going to be changing the way we think, you know, about certain things. And I think it's like the new moon's at 2 degrees, which is, again, think about the 2 of Cups. It's all about partnership. It's all about relationships. So there's a lot that's coming into play with that. Okay. Now, and then you guys got partnership, right? So it says, allow healthful, supportive partnerships into your personal life and career, and both parties benefit as a result. Yes, yes. What did I say? Some of you guys have some really, really amazing people around you that give you really great insight. Don't try to fix your problems for you, but are totally there for you. Listen to you, give great advice, and just love you the way that you need to be loved. Love it. Woo! You are receiving help from heaven and from a person who brings needed skills and resources. Bloop! So that's exciting. And yes, from heaven, you've got the Temperance card. I think that you guys are being guided. You got the Temperance card, you got the Star. Shoot, even the Hermit twice. Those are very spiritual cards. So yeah. And then relationship advice, your romance angels 2 popped up here too, which is number 1, religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path, which it may be, but a lot of times when I see this card, this makes me think of just tradition all around, right? And right now, as we are going into this age of Aquarius and everything is changing, a lot of people are changing what that looks like for them, what their expectations of relationships, family, living, all the things, everything is changing. And so for right now, you guys might be in a spot where things that you feel may differ from those around you, or, you know, you guys are so rebellious in your thought, which is so cool. I tell you guys all the time, the world wouldn't progress without Aquariuses, because you guys are the rebels. You guys will challenge the thing. You guys care so much about people and humanity. It all really matters. And so a lot of you guys might be changing the way you think about certain things that maybe your whole life you've thought to be true or thought to be a certain way, and it's just not that way anymore, and it's actually okay. Now, the other one, let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. Again, I felt instantly when I got those first 2 cards that, like, okay, this is like Aquarius is having a hard time with things being a certain way because you can't tweak it, you can't control it. And it's so interesting right now. While we've got what, like 4 planets retrograde. Whenever we've got retrograde planets, retrogrades literally mean right? So it would be revisit, revise, review, all the things. But whenever, you know, I tell you guys all the time because it is true, we all have free will, right? I think there's fated things, and then there are things that we actually have free will in. But what I will say, at a time where things are retrograde, a little bit of our free will gets taken from us. And that's just because really whenever we're retrograding, a lot of things from the past or feelings from the past or unfinished business kind of pops into our lives to be handled. So at that point, there's just so many random things flying in that you might not have the control over, and that might drive you a little bit crazy. But this is one of those times, and it's great practice for you guys to learn how to just sit in it Buddha style and control what you can control. Okay, so whether this is a relationship or anything else. So I hope that this message resonates with you guys. I hope that you guys got everything out of it that you need. I love you. Again, if you are interested in a personal reading, you can email me at shesvibeytarot@gmail.com. Please don't forget to like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye, Aqua.